Happy Monday. How are y'all today? How y'all doing out there today? How was your Monday? My Monday was good. Um, Nothing too bad. It was a good day. I'm always thankful for a good day. Oh, y'all, let me get this thing together. Ooh, okay, there we go. Hey, y'all. Okay, there we go. My little tripod has been giving me let me turn this light on. There we go. Oh, I got barbecue sauce all on my face. My tripod has just been giving me a big upset. I need to buy another one. Y'all drop them in the comments and let me know if you have a tripod or anything like that. What brand do you have? Because I feel like I gotta buy a new one each year. And did I just get this one in November? I can't quite remember, but child, it's about through. But hey y'all, what's up? Did you catch the premiere of my video? How to save for a big purchase. So that just premiered on my channel, y'all. Y'all be sure to go and check that out. It just premiered at 7 p.m. So if you haven't, after you hop off this live, be sure to go give your girl a like, a share, a comment. Let me know if there was something that I could have explained better or something that you want to know more about. In case you forgot, y'all, Mondays on my channel are Money Mondays. That's right, it is Money Monday. So each Monday, I'm bringing you a financial topic, just to kind of, provide some financial literacy, give you just a view from my own perspective as I'm on a financial journey, continuing to learn and things like that. So yeah, y'all be sure to stop by. Listen, if you tired of being broke, you tired of not knowing what to do with your money, you tired of your money doing, you tired of the money making you and not you making the money, you need to tune in on Mondays, okay? Because yeah, I'll be dropping off just an informative topic. And if there's something that you want to hear more about, definitely drop that in the comments and let me know, y'all, because I definitely want to, provide just the best information that I can. Of course, if I'm an expert in that area, I will let you know. Listen, I am so sorry, but I am not an expert in that area. You might need to go, look at something else. But as far as being debt free, budgeting, saving, the basic money principles, y'all, I feel like I'm there, still learning, still growing, but I definitely feel like I'm there. But yeah, that's what this video was about. It was about how to save for a big purchase, basically a sinking fund, right? I know as I was on my debt-free journey, like I wasn't quite keen to sinking funds. To be honest, I had never really heard of it. Well, it was a lot of stuff I hadn't heard of, y'all. But I had never really heard of it until I decided, to really go on a financial journey, to really just get my life together financially, and so much stuff that I learned, especially that I'm still learning. In the video, I talk about two big purchases that I made. And I actually had somebody ask me that. She was like, tell me about just any big purchases that you made. Like, I want to know. I was like, yeah. Of course, I got the washer and dryer. So I got a washer and dryer in November. I actually just made a short about that, y'all. I went to the laundromat for 3 years weekly. I went once a week. Well, when I first started going, I did every 2 weeks, but then I was like, child, I need to go every week. So yeah, for the majority, for 99% of that time, I went weekly. And somebody actually dropped down in my comments, and I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it was a big number. And it just made me think about, like, are you willing to really put in the work versus going for an easy quick fix, getting a payment, making yourself feel good in that moment, but really it's sucking the financial just literacy out of your body every time you make a payment, right? But yeah, I went to the laundromat for 3 years, y'all. And in November, I remember the last time I went to the laundromat. And the laundromat is not far from me at all, but it is like a hassle, especially when you have other things going on. On the weekends, you just want to chill. You just want to spend some time to yourself. And it would take me just about an hour to wash, 30 to dry, 30 to wash. And of course, an hour out of your day is not much. But it's just the convenience of being able, to go grocery shopping and throwing some clothes in, coming back, putting your groceries up, throwing them in the dryer. The convenience of it is really what you're paying for. And child, listen, I wanted to spend for convenience these days. Um, but I remember the last time I went to the laundromat, y'all, and I said to myself, this is gonna be the last time I come in here. Like, it was time. I could feel it in my bones. I was ready. Like, I was just so ready. And just every time I go and wash clothes, I just be so thankful, y'all. I be so thankful because I know what it's like to haul your stuff. And if you live in an apartment, you got to go down the stairs. Then you got to haul it into the washing mat. Then you got to haul it back. It's especially for people with, multiple kids. 'Cause I would see folks in there all the time, washing for households. Lord, you could tell they had multiple kids, all them bags of clothes. So, and I know like it's a lot, for folks like that. But just as a single person, it's a lot. I remember that last time I went, I was like, all right, girl, it's time. You done saved, you got the money, you done what you're supposed to do. Baby, I hopped online that night because I was kind of going back and forth with it. Like, that's one thing about saving for a big purchase, y'all. Once you like just accumulate the money, like sometimes like it was still kind of hard for me to spend, especially coming off of a 22 months, on just only necessities. Like, it was hard for me to spend. Like, I was scared to let that little 1,300 go. And I remember because it was like a Sunday night. It was like 11 o'clock or maybe not 11 o'clock. Well, if it was 11 o'clock, I must not have had to work next day. But it was late that Sunday night. I was like, you know what? I am about to drop these funds. And baby, I logged into Lowe's. I already knew what I wanted. I had, put it in my cart before because I wanted to get the actual pricing for it. I put that thing in my cart, but this time I hit checkouts and I went all the way through. And oh my gosh, I remember it got there that Sunday about 2-ish. I actually was at a church event, had to rush home, so I didn't miss it. I was like, babe, I ain't missing this for the world. And even now, I just feel like, oh my goodness, like, it's the little things, it's the little things in life that I know for me that I just be like, I am just so thankful. Thank you, God. Listen, you did it, not me, because I know what it's like to save, to pay off debt, to sacrifice. These are all humbling things. And it's here, y'all. I gladly wash clothes. And I be like, yes, man, listen, I gotta wash it and dry. Okay, it's paid for. Talk to me nice. Sit up when I come into the room. Okay. But in the video, I talk about, the steps that I take to save for a big purchase. So that was my first big purchase post debt freedom. I definitely felt like just an adult, like you don't realize like those things that make you feel like an adult, you past 30 when you getting excited over a wash and dryer. Like, I remember like that probably would have been the last thing on my mind like 10 years ago. But listen, those home appliances, those little furniture pieces, that is just one of those exciting things for me right now. But yeah, in the video, I talk about the steps to, really save for big purchases by using a sinking fund, which is kind of like the same just ideology that I used. And y'all know I gotta look at my notes. I gotta make sure I don't forget nothing. But the first things first, y'all, you need to budget. Like, you have to budget. I was budgeting today during my lunch break because I'm about to get paid and I got to make sure, my budget is succinct before that money hits. But yeah, you got to budget. Like, you have to budget your money. Budgeting is literally the first step to anything with financial freedom. Like, you got to budget your money. And you have to track your expenses as well. Like, yeah, I budget. But you also got to track your expenses. And that's something that I really have to stay on myself about because, yeah, tracking is the next part. Like, you want to know, did I go over in that area or did I go under? Should I, really just take that down the next time I get paid? But budgeting, making a plan for your money, and not a plan that's in your head. Like, you gotta write this thing down. Like, this has to be an event in your life. Like, I was doing it on my lunch break. Like, girl, I got a budget. Like, I gotta make sure this thing is done. So you have to budget, y'all. Budgeting is so important. I feel like right now in our culture, it's not an emphasis on budget. It's an emphasis on do what feels good, fear of missing out. It's okay, girl. You will make it back. Like, no, that's like, you have to budget your money. You really have to go into this with a plan, because if you don't go into it with a plan, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna end up with a payment, you're gonna end up broke, you're gonna end up in debt, overdrafting, all the things, right? And I know for me personally, I don't want that to be me, and I don't want that to be you either. So you have to set a budget. And if you don't know how to budget, that's okay, right? Because I was one of those people. Like, I was one of those people that, like, I never really saw nobody budget until, like, the money was gone. And it's like you got that last like little bit and you trying to make it stretch. Like, that's not budgeting. You have to do this before, right? So I know for me, like, yeah, it took me learning about budgeting, like watching videos, seeing somebody do it, and getting into the habit of doing it. Now it's like I can't even like spend my money without budgeting. Like, if I was, to get like a little too busy and I didn't budget and I got paid, like, before I touched anything, I would budget first. So that is so important. Budget your money, y'all. Budget, 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 budget. I do have a budgeting video on my channel, so y'all be sure just type in budget on my channel and it'll come up. I may need to just do a more updated version of it. And then I have my budget binder video as well. So for me, I use the Every Dollar app. I do have the premium version, but you can get the free version. Throughout my debt-free journey, I did use the free version. It was perfectly fine. Now I have it connected to my bank account, which I like. So I have that, and then I use the budgeting envelopes. Listen, the budgeting envelopes are my thing, okay? If you ain't using budgeting envelopes, like, what are you doing? Like, let me tell y'all, them budgeting envelopes, when I tell you that was the first thing and really, getting me debt free, was those budgeting envelopes. I can think about my envelopes right now. I got money just in those envelopes now. Like, I literally, in some categories, like food, groceries, stuff like that, like, yeah, I'll spend it all the way down. But for the most part, y'all, my envelopes, it's something about seeing that envelope like get a little low and you be like, ooh, like, let me just, come up off it a little bit. Seeing that money, feeling that money in your hand, counting that money, it does something to you. Like, you have to use budgeting envelopes. Like, and then even, for women who like to be just a little more cutesy, or men too, they have lots of cute little ones on Amazon. Go look them up on Etsy. But even if you just want something, just regular. I remember when I first started out, I just took the envelopes from the bank and they work just fine. But when you budget and you do that budgeting envelopes, I'm trying to tell you, y'all, that you will see your finances change. In the beginning, you will notice, okay, well, maybe I was able to save, just a few dollars. If you save $20 and that was something that you had done before, you did good, right? But guess what? As you get into the habit of it, like, it's really going to build up more and more. So that's listen, you got to use budgeting envelopes and just budgeting in general. So that's the first step to saving for a big purchase. Like, you got to know where your money's going, because that's really the plan to get you whatever you want. Like, I knew that I wanted a washer and dryer. I knew that was going to be my first purchase. I knew my first two things that I wanted to buy were a washer and dryer, and I was going to upgrade my phone. Those were my first two things. The washer and dryer was first, because I was like, listen, girl, I'm tired of going to the laundromat, and it's time, okay? It's time for me to get my life together, okay? It's time for me to be the proud owner of a washer and dryer. The phone can wait. Even though my screen was a mess, like that top corner, y'all, I didn't see the battery probably for all of 2022 and some of 2021. But I was like, it's still working, and we're going to make it do what it do. So I knew that I could, kind of push there as long as I could. But the washer and dryer, I was like, we got to do that today. But I was able to kind of make that quick turnaround with that. Like, I got the washer and dryer in November, and I got the phone just this month, so February, just a few weeks ago. So November, December, January, February, that's really like 90 days like in between. Like once you start budgeting, or once, especially once you become debt free, like being debt free, I would say reminds me of being in college. Like, you know, when you was in college and you got paid, like your check was your check, and you would just, you know, get all the things that you wanted. Like, that's how I feel right now. Of course, like there's a priority on saving and things like that, emergency fund, things like that. But the things that I want, like I feel like I'm better equipped to have them, because I know how to budget my money, I know how to spend my money. I feel like I know the value of money. Like before, I didn't know the value of money. Like I really didn't. Like, you do not know the value of money until you budget, until you start paying off debt. Because I know for me, just thinking back to what was something that, like my car, so that was the last thing I paid off. I was probably doing like either between 1,200 and it would kind of fluctuate. So I would say between a grand and maybe 1,500 a month. So I could kind of say like, you know, this what I'm spending on could, you know, this is a month's worth of me paying off my car. So like you able to equate things better once you get into the habit of paying off debt and things like that. So I know for me, it's kind of like how I feel about the Beyonce tickets. I was like, I'm not paying $1,000 for them tickets. I know what $1,000 means. Like I know when I was like in my side hustles, when I was paying off debt, like $1,000 was what I was putting towards my debt. Like, that no. So it really just gives you a more of an eye level about money and how you can spend it better. So that's my first thing. You got a budget. And thank you for your likes. Someone just liked my live, so thank you. But you really have to budget, make a plan for your money, and then you need to track your expenses as well as using those budgeting envelopes. That's the first thing to saving for a big purchase or a sinking fund, right? If you don't know, a sinking fund is basically a fund that you're funneling money into, but it's only for like a short period of time because it's going to sink or collapse once you hit that goal and you're going to buy what it is you need to buy. So you may do a sinking fund for, I'm trying to think, for a wash and dryer. You may do a sinking fund for a new car. You may do a sinking fund for a new phone, you know, a sinking fund for your next semester's tuition. These are things that sinking funds are for. So when I say sinking fund, that's what I'm talking about. My next thing is, ooh, this is a big one. Not being tempted. So do not be tempted to spend that money. I know for me, like as I was, you know, seeing me save up the money to get my washer and dryer, it was tempting, you know, because I was like, well, I could get the phone, or I could go do this, you know. So temptation, listen, temptation is still a thing. Just because you become debt free, just because you know, start getting a hold on financial principles, it doesn't mean that temptation won't come, but you build up that discipline to say no, right? So I already knew, like, girl, you need to get a washer and dryer. That phone can wait. It ain't broke. I listen. I low key was hoping that my phone would break, so I could have had an excuse to run out and buy one. But thank you, God, that did not happen. But yeah, you have to, you know, you gotta remember temptation is always there. Like temptation is there. Like I remember for my birthday, I saw a purse that I wanted, and this is when I was saving the money for my phone. And it was a cute little designer bag. I'm really like in the market to buy my first designer bag. I don't know, y'all. There's this really cute Gucci purse that I want, that I saw um during my birthday weekend. And then me and my friend went to the store, my best friend, and we tried it on. I was like, ooh, see, that's how they get you. And I could have bought it, like I could have, but I was like, I'm going to put the temptation away because I know that I want to get a new phone. But yeah, you know, the temptation is there, but you just gotta, you know, remember your discipline. Stay on yourself. Um, Whatever whatever's tempting you, it'll be there once you get the other thing that you were originally saving for. So yeah, temptation is a biggie. Temptation is a biggie with money, period. Like I know for me personally, like I'm not the type to go to the mall just to look around. Like, if I see something I like, I know I'm going to be tempted to buy it. So I don't do the whole window shopping thing. But, so put those mechanisms, in place for yourself. So in the video, I talk about this. Maybe you have two checking accounts, and one you only have a debit card for, but the other one you don't. So you would have to go to the bank to take out the money. That's a good mechanism to put in place. Maybe, you just have it in cash because like I said, for me with cash, I see that money dwindling, or it's just something about me giving that money like to somebody that I'd be like, ooh, so whatever your mechanism is, utilize it. um I also talked about in the video, well, I actually didn't talk about this, but here's an extra one. So determine, oh yeah, I did. Determine how long do you want to save for your purchase. So let's say that you was buying a washer and dryer, it was $600, and you only want to, you trying to get that washer and dryer within the next 6 months. I'm sorry, within the next 2 months. So you're gonna save $300 a month. So determine how much it is. That's the first thing. Determine how much the item is. Go through the process like you're actually going to buy it. Put it in your cart. Go talk to the sales rep. Get a firm number with no discounts, because discounts, 1 minute is here, 1 minute is not. This month it might have been 40, next month it might be 20. So get the price with no discounts. Of course, if the discount is still there by the time you get it, that's a good thing. You got some extra money. But get that firm price without a discount. Write that number down, and that's the number that you're going to be saving towards. In addition to, how long do you want to save? Is this something that maybe you already have a washer and dryer and you think it'll probably last about 6 more months? Okay, maybe you space it out for 6 more months. Maybe it ain't gonna last 90 days, so that's your savings goal, 90 days. So you take however much it is, taxes, fees, insurances, whatever, all included, and you put it and then you divide it by how many months that you want to save for. And that's another good practice to do as well. Some people like the visuals for that. Like they have like little stairs, bricks, all these things. I didn't really need all of that stuff. Sometimes that stuff kind of makes me anxious. I just like to write the number down and then check it off. So whatever works for you, figure it out and then utilize whatever that visual is for you, whether it's you actually writing a number down or whether it's you actually, having those bricks or the staircase or whatever, and just fill it in, day by day. But I think it's somebody who is getting in the habit of saving for what they want versus being impulsive, putting it on a payment, just going to get it, without, thinking about it clearly. It's really shaped just the way that I am financially. And I believe that it's shaping my financial legacy as well. Because it's something to say about someone who's willing to wait. That's really just important. It reminds you of what's important, what's not important. It helps you to prioritize, and it helps you to think clearly. So I think it's important, before you make any big purchase, you need to think about that thing. Like, you need to think about that thing for like 24 hours. Depending on how much it is, I would say, like, as you go up in increments of $1,000, you probably need to think, just add an extra day. So if it's 2K, you need to be thinking about it for 48 hours, 3K, so on and so forth. And that's something that I try to practice as well. But I'm the type of person where I got to think about stuff anyway. I got to think about stuff for a long time. And I have to, like, look for all the deals first. I got to scout the surroundings, because I'm probably not just going to buy it from this place. I want to look at all the places that sell it that's near me, or that's even not near me. I want to look at every single place that sell it, because I want to see who got the best deal. So for me, that's not a thing. But for some people who are more impulsive, then yeah, you need to make sure that you are taking serious time. Sleep on that thing. Sleep on it, because a lot of times we see stuff and it's just like next day go by, you don't even remember. Now I know for me, I'm gonna get that Gucci purse because I've been thinking about that thing since I seen it. So I already know that yes, that will be a buy for me. But some stuff you see, you be like, days go by, you be like, that's just kind of ugly. I don't like it. So just utilize that practice whenever you are making a big purchase. And definitely if you have questions about sinking funds, saving for big things, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know, because I definitely want to provide as much assistance as possible regarding, just financial principles and things of that nature. Also, y'all, I just thought about this. So outside of saving for a big purchase, these student loans, y'all, tomorrow, February 28th, is when the Supreme Court is going to start hearing arguments regarding student loan forgiveness in Mr. Biden's plan. So I was thinking, I'm not sure if I'm going to go live tomorrow. I may do like a quick little live update. I'm not quite sure. Depending on the reports that come out tomorrow, I may just record a video and then air it on Wednesday. I'm not quite sure yet. But yes, y'all, that is starting tomorrow. So y'all be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I am going to be putting out all of the information regarding that. Not quite sure how long this thing is going to take. They are hoping that it's wrapped up by June. So February, March, April, May, June, 4 months. So they're hoping that this thing is wrapped up by June. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. I keep saying this, but I feel like it's either a yay or nay. Like, can he do it or can he not do it? Like, get to the point already, okay? These people is waiting. I got to check that. I need to know, should I cash it? Do I need to take off work to cash this thing? Or do I need to tell them to resend, return the funds, So I will be definitely checking on that for y'all. I'll be posting about that. Listen, I might be making another big purchase with that check. I don't know. And if you don't know, I did get a check back for my payments made during COVID, because I paid out my student loans. But I'm not cashing the check yet, because I'm like, this ain't no sure thing. Like, I don't even know why y'all tease me like that. This is not a sure thing. So I will definitely be keeping y'all up to date. Y'all be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And follow me on Facebook at Alexis Dugan. If my word blessed you, if my testimony about Money Mondays blessed you, be sure to go send your girl some stars over there on my Facebook. But thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back Wednesday with another live stream. I know I was missing in action for Self-Care Saturday, but I needed to rest, y'all. I just was a little tired. We may be back this Saturday. I'll keep y'all updated on that, but I'm gonna see y'all soon. If you haven't, be sure to head over and check out that video on how to save for a big purchase, Sinking Funds Explained, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.